Off the glove of the catcher, Wenrick. Burgess hitting a jersey, and spikes for that matter.
I like that.
Now the wind and the 2-1. Swinging a high chop toward the middle at second. Rodriguez gloves it head high, throws in the dirt, and Ruiz can't handle it, and Burgess likely would have been safe anyway. He is on to start the inning. It is an infield hit indeed. And the Revs have their leadoff man aboard. He could sniff base hit from the moment that one left the bat.
Maybe that's what Burgess needs to get going again, is an infield hit like that. And it doesn't take much. Now, that's not a hard-hit ball, and it's just an infield single, but it's a hit in the book, and sometimes that's all you need to get that confidence back up.
Now here is Jose Cuevas. Comes in at .216, 3 home runs, 29 knocked in. Revs down 1-0 early. The pitch, it is watched in for a strike. 1 run, 3 hits. For the Road Warriors, no runs, 2 hits, 1 error on York. Cruz sets the 0-1, and that's across for a strike. Revs with Polo down at third, Sandy at first. Coach's boxes as usual. There's the 0-2, and it's down and away. Good eye from Cuevas as Cruz has that arm side run away from the right-hand hitter, and there he took a little off, a changeup. Looked the same out of the hand though, but Cuevas able to recognize it and not bite. 1-2. And this one dipped a little low again. That was close. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
The Revs have really struggled against Cruz's changeup this season. In the limited time they've faced him out of the bullpen, so for Cuevas to lay off 2 there shows you he's seeing it well out of the hand, and I'm sure that was a lot of talk with the Revs before the game, is seeing that changeup and not giving into it low in the zone.
Now the pitch, swinging, he fouls it against the screen. Cruz, a native of San Juan, Puerto Rico. Has been as high as the AAA level. He came over to this league after previously pitching in the Frontier League with Joliet.
The slammers out there.
2-2, and a swing and a high fly foul the other way and right. What do you think of the High Point Rockers being chosen as the name?
I like it. I was a big fan of the Splinters. I think that was a finalist, or one of the finalists before they narrowed it down. I liked that one. It was different, but Rockers, I saw a couple of the logos, the alternate logos, the main logo, and it's pretty cool. I think they did a good job with it.
On the stretch from Cruz, another 2-2. And another foul, this one up over the roof, first base side.
So team hashtag's got to be like Let's Rock or something next year.
Yeah.
Or Rock Out.
There you go.
They need to hire me just so I can do that. Come up with the hashtags.
Now it's exciting to hear the stadium updates and all of that. Pitch, swing and a pop-up, foul ground coming back. Wenrick on the move, and out of room it lands about 5 rows in.
Wenrick looks a little bit like Dom Severino. I think if you put those two next to each other, well, Wenrick has the long hair, but if he's got a hat on and it's his hair's all in the hat, they'd look a lot alike. I don't know why I just noticed that, but took the mask off. I feel like they could pass as brothers.
Very observant, Michael.
Well, Dom was catching the first pitches before the game, so maybe he's getting a little catching work in.
Here's the stretch from the lefty, the pitch, and a swing and a tapper softly to third. Charging Gomez, gloves, fires. That's late and in the dirt and rolls away. Burgess will break for third, and the Revs have him at the corners with nobody out. Infield hit and a throwing error on Gomez. First and third, no outs. He gloved it, he was going full speed, tried to whip it across, and he dumped it in the dirt, and Ruiz couldn't save it. Cuevas, though, was through the bag before it got there anyway. And now the Revs have an opportunity to erase the early deficit.
They'll take it. Couple infield singles, an error. Anything you can do to move runners across and push runs across on the scoreboard. Right now they just have to capitalize. It can't end this way. They need to push definitely one, probably two across in this inning.
Ryan Dent will be the guy to try to do it first. Digs in at 247, 8 home runs, 31 knocked in. Double play depth for the Road Warriors. They would give up the early run in order to turn 2. As Cruz sets, delivers. Breaking ball in the dirt. Wenrick has to handle that. Cruz originally signed with the Astros. Advanced to AAA with them, or actually signed as a 9th round draft pick in 08 out of Puerto Rico. He had decent numbers in the Pacific Coast League, which is not easy. He fires, and a line smash to center. It is off the glove of Hibbert, who slid for it. Throw to second, just in time to get Cuevas. But Burgess scores. He would have anyway. And Cuevas takes a moment to contest that call from Tim Russo. It's a 1-1 game. Dent's going to be robbed of a hit, as it goes as a fielder's choice thanks to the force out, but he scalded that ball. Hibbert went into a slide, it hit off his glove, and Cuevas had to wait, thinking it might be caught. Second baseman Rodriguez made a great pick on that throw, evidently just in time to force him at second.
Dent smoked that ball, but it hung up just a little bit too long. Hibbert, with good closing speed, got there. I'm surprised it went in and out of the glove. But Cuevas, that's really all you can do is hold up there, and he doesn't want to get doubled off first.
Here's Cruz against Cruz, and a late swing sent into the stands, top of the first base side, 0-1.
We've been waiting for this all season, Darryl. I got to get a picture of this.
It has been months in the making, and at long last, there have been a handful of games where Cruz, the pitcher, has been in, but Cruz, the catcher, had the night off. Here's a swing and a miss. Other times where his spot just hasn't quite come around. When Cruz was in that bullpen role, he'd sometimes be brought in to face a lefty or two, and that was it. And here it is, Luis Cruz against Luis Cruz, as we all wait in anticipation. And the pitch is down and away, 1-2.
I truly have been waiting all season to see this. I mean, the Road Warriors came to town the first week of the season, and just somehow it took us until the last week of July to get this matchup.
Which Luis Cruz will come out on top? As our guy asks for time and backs away.
It's a point streak nightmare right now.
Smoke coming out of that computer. There's a breaking ball that misses outside. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Cruz is going to get the bulk of the frontline catching time going forward, with Tejeda waiting to learn his status due to a snag in the process. Inactive today. The visa problem, the 2-2. That misses down and in. Tyler Clark, unfortunately, some finger damage on the swing that hit him in the glove the other day. Catcher's interference. This one, though, unfortunately damaging. He's on our Wellspan Sports Medicine injury report. 3-2, Cruz against Cruz. The stretch from Cruz, the pitch to Cruz. He swings and fouls it in the air down the right field side. We'll do it again.
I love it. And I know our boy Joe Dahl down there by home plate is loving Luis Cruz against Luis Cruz. This is the 11th meeting between the two teams, and they finally got that matchup.
Yeah. Joe's down there chronicling every moment.
Spreading the word.
And the high-tech photog equipment that he's got. Time asked for by Cruz before facing Cruz again. Cruz digs in, Cruz comes set. The stretch, the 3-2, and a swing and a foul back again. We've been waiting all season, so now the matchup just won't end.
We want to make sure we get our money's worth. I think there was one game earlier this year where Cruz was pitching, And Luis Cruz, our Luis Cruz, was due up the next inning, but then the Road Warriors went to the bullpen again.
Here's the stretch, the pitch. Swinging a ground ball, left side, base hit. Luis Cruz wins the battle. It's a single, and the Revs with their 3rd hit of the inning, 4th of the game. Dan up to second. 2 on for Witherspoon here in a 1-1 game early.
Well, that means Luis Cruz also lost the battle there.
Oh yes, you're right.
What's going on? That's just a great job by. I mean, you can't even tell them apart by saying the first name or the last name to separate. That's a good job by the Revs' Luis Cruz of really fighting in that count there and then just getting something he can pull through the hole.
Now here's Spoon. 1-1 our score. Revs looking for the early lead now. The pitch. It is down and in. Spoon in there hitting at 260, 4 home runs. Cruz was in the Astros system through 2015. 1-0. Swinging a ground ball sharply at third, picked by Gomez. To second one, the turn, it goes around the horn. 5-4-3 double play. Witherspoon with that speed won't hit into many, but he hit it sharply right at third, and they turn it. So the Revs settle for the tie early in game 2. A run on 3 hits, 1 error, 1 left. We go to the 3rd. Michael with the play-by-play. The Revs and the Road Warriors are tied at 1.
You'll always hit it out of the park with great Best Yet products from your neighborhood Sure Save stores. Like party platters with $18.93 deli items. Team up Best Yet hot dogs with Best Yet kettle cooked chips. And get Best Yet 12 packs of soda and Best Yet Rising Crust pizzas at Sobel's Markets in Shrewsbury, Stewartstown, Whiteford, and East York. And at Nell's Market Fresh Foods in Spry.
Colin Cowherd. Ben Simmons will change the league. Ben Simmons is different, folks. A 6'10" point. Long, tough. He is already an elite defender, unheard of as a rookie. He completely controls tempo. Most rookies walk into this league, and it takes them a while to catch up to the speed of the NBA. It's the opposite with him.
This is The Herd with Colin Cowherd.
Weekdays at 3 on Sports Radio 1350 WOYK. First in York, first in sports.
This is Dustin Hawkinsmith with the Keystone Sports Network. For the best Penn State football analysis and commentary, listen to Sports Radio 1350 every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday at 8 a.m. and after Revs games for the Keystone Kickoff Show. We'll bring you game reviews, player evaluations, and recruiting news. So for the best in Penn State talk, tune to Sports Radio 1350 WOYK for the Keystone Kickoff Show. Brought to you locally by your neighborhood Sure Save Markets.
Hi, this is Dan Patrick. Join me weekday mornings at 9 on Sports Radio 1350 WOYK.
We're tied at 1, top of the 3rd inning from PeoplesBank Park. Michael Marcantonini alongside Daryl Henry. Revs and Road Warriors in Game 1 of a doubleheader. In Game 1 of what turned out to only be a 2-game series. It was supposed to be a 3-game series spanning Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. This game was supposed to be originally played as the finale of the 3-game series at 6:35, but rainouts on Tuesday and Wednesday forced the doubleheader today. Robert Carson's first pitch at the top of the 3rd is a breaking ball over for a strike on the 2-hitter Melvin Rodriguez. It's Rodriguez, Fernandez, and Ruiz. 2-3-4 for the Road Warriors, who got a run in the top of the 2nd against Carson. The 0-1 pitch from Rob, swing and miss, slider down and away. It's 0-2. Carson gave up his run in the top of the 2nd. The Revs got their run back in the bottom of the 2nd off Luis Cruz, the Road Warriors starter. Ryan Dent, a sac fly, fielder's choice, and an RBI on a weird play. 0-2 pitch, fouled off over our heads in the broadcast booth. And that one comes back down into the seats. Somebody's getting a souvenir. 0-2, the count remains on the left-handed hitting infielder Rodriguez. Tied at 1, top 3. Carson set on the mound. Cruz wants it high. Here's the pitch. Fastball. Got it high, but misses a little bit outside. And the count goes to 1-2. 1 run on 3 hits, 1 error for the Road Warriors, 1-4-1 for the Revs. Carson set again. Here's the pitch. Cruz setting up low and away. He gets the pitch down there. A punch out for Robert Carson. Swing and a miss on the slider. Melvin Rodriguez goes down. Carson's now struck out back-to-back hitters. Give him 2 strikeouts in the game. How about Luis Cruz getting down for that one? He wanted the previous pitch high, then he went in almost a full split, putting that low target, and it worked out.
Yeah, and great job there working to Carson's strengths against a lefty. No real mystery in that at bat. Kept feeding him sliders. Rodriguez, like many lefties, could not touch it. They went in once with a fastball to set up the rest of it.
Here's Jorge Fernandez, the right fielder. First pitch, this one's going to be off the arch nemesis out and left. Dotel plays it on a hop. Throw goes into second. It'll be a long single for Fernandez. And right off the bat, you knew that one didn't have a chance to get over the wall, but there was no chance that it wasn't going off the wall. So Dotel, from the start, played it as if it was going to carry him off the middle of that wall. It did. So Fernandez, a first pitch single off of Carson. He's at first with 1 out. Dotel continues to play that wall really well in left, Darryl. It's a wall that he's used to now. He came here early in the year, but still, first season, it's tough to learn that wall on a fly.
Yeah, he's gotten really comfortable with it, and that thing will giveth some and taketh some away. Kept him to only a single there.
1 out, man on first. Here's Jose Ruiz. He swings through the first pitch he sees. Ruiz has not spent all season with the Road Warriors, but he was with the club the last time that they were in town in late June. A little bit over a month since the Road Warriors were last here. A 1 from Carson, slider high, and it is called a strike by Bill Reuter, the home plate umpire, 0-2. Game tied at 1, top of the 3rd inning. Carson is a man on first. And 1 out here in this 3rd. Ruiz at the dish, the left-handed slugger. Cruz sets up inside. Here's the 0-2 from Rob. High. Ruiz checked his swing. They'll appeal no swing, says the third base umpire, Timothy Russo. This time we'll do it a 1-2. 1 out in the inning. Carson came into tonight 6-4 with a 2.59 ERA. 59 innings of work coming in. And the pitch, slider misses just low. Cruz a good hold there. Carson wanted the call. The count runs even at 2. 1 out in the inning. Man on first. Revs looking to turn 2 in the infield. Denton Casilla playing for that up the middle. Cuevas deep at third. Burgess holding on the runner at first. The 2-2 from Rob. Swing and a miss. Slider out of the zone that Ruiz chased after. 2 strikeouts in the inning. 3 in the game now for Carson. Both Ks this inning swinging. He has that slider working early, Darryl.
And lefties just can't pick it up. He can throw it to both. And that one had a little bit deeper, bigger break to it. Sometimes it's almost more of a cutter, in the 80s with just a little movement, but that was the strikeout pitch.
Here's Gustavo Pierre, the shortstop. 2 outs and a man on first. First pitch swing and a changeup from Rob that Pierre misses. It's 0-1. Swing and miss stuff is there for Rob. Darryl, you mentioned lefties. Rob is tougher on lefties. Opponent's hitting just 250, the left-handed opponents off Carson. Righty's hitting 282 off him. Now Rob looks at first. Cruz sets up outside. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Fastball fouled away that way. The count's 0-2. Getting ahead in the count is also, it's important for any pitcher, but Rob seems to have a ton more success when he's getting ahead of guys 0-2, 1-2.
Sets up all those items he can go to for the strikeout. He certainly can be a strikeout pitcher.
See if he can strike out the side. Runner goes. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Fastball upstairs. He does strike out the side. Robert Carson, 89 miles an hour on the gun there. He goes upstairs. Gustavo Pierre chases. And the Road Warriors come up with nothing in the top of the 3rd. No runs on 1 hit. No errors, and 1 man left. Carson fans the side. We'll go to the bottom of the 3rd. We're tied at 1. It's the Revs and Road Warriors.
Are you one of the many people that has a 401k that is eligible to roll over, but you just haven't done it yet? Maybe you're not sure where was the best place to put it. I'm Tom Dasher of Tom Dasher Investment Services. I specialize in helping you getting your 401k and IRA money parked in the best place for you. So if you haven't rolled your 401k yet, or if you're not satisfied with your IRA, call me for a consultation at 487-2096. That's 487-2096. And check out my website at tomdasher.com.
Sports injury? Walk into WellSpan Urgent Orthopedics for immediate care. No appointment is ever needed. Our orthopedic and sports medicine specialists are here to treat you. Visit wellspan.org/urgent orthopedics today for hours at our York and Hanover locations.
There's a lot of talk out there about good health care. We all want a good plan. But step outside and take a good look at all those beautiful trees and shrubs in your yard. Do you have a plan to maintain their good health? Heritage Lawn and Landscape Care has a veteran staff of 12 fully licensed and trained tree health care professionals to rely on, including 10 certified arborists and 3 PA certified horticulturalists. So don't let your trees and shrubs fend for themselves against Mother Nature. Visit heritagelawnandlandscape.com and get world-class care right in your backyard.
The revolution plays here. Play ball! The new Sports Radio 1350.
Revs and Road Warriors knotted at 1, bottom of the 3rd inning from PeoplesBank Park. Game 1 of 2 here tonight. Game 1 kicked off just before 5:30 Eastern Time. Game 2 will start about a half hour after Game 1 ends. Right now, we're knotted at 1. Scoreboard reads the same thing for both teams. Both teams got their run in the 2nd inning. Each team has a run, 4 hits, and an error. Jared Mitchell will lead things off for the Revs. The bottom of the 3rd off Luis Cruz. First pitch to Mitchell. Change up inside corner for a strike. It's 0-1. Mitchell, Casilla, Dotel back to the top of the order for the Revs. They got their run on 3 hits in the 2nd inning. Travis Witherspoon hit into an inning-ending double play to kill the rally. And now Mitchell starting things off the 0-1. Fastball misses outside. Revs have been a resilient bunch lately, coming back right away when the other team scores, but it's just been about keeping up that trend. And the last couple of games it hasn't worked out for the Revs as Mitchell takes inside. Fell behind too early against Sugar Land, but that Lancaster series, although they lost 3 out of 4, it was a series where they answered seemingly most times that Lancaster scored. Well, the 2-1 pitch coming to Mitchell. Takes. They'll appeal down to 3rd. No swing. It's 3-1.
Yeah, they have been resilient. You'd like to see them get ahead of a team and just bury them and leave one with no doubt. Been a real fight of late, trying to come back and forth games.
3-1 to Mitchell, swing and a miss, change up down in the zone. And a lot like Kelvin Villa, a lefty for this Road Warriors team, the changeup is Luis Cruz's bread and butter and seems to be his best pitch.
Yeah, we've seen it in relief spurts. Now they're trying to prolong his role, which for him he has done before coming up through the minors.
Here's Cruz's 3-2 pitch. Mitchell chops it out to short. Going to be a tough play for Pierre. Fields it, throws to first low. Not in time. Jared Mitchell beats it out for the Revs' 3rd infield hit of the night, their 5th hit overall. Now, really, I'm not going to say no chance for Pierre out at short, but it had to be a perfect throw, and with Mitchell's speed, just not able to get it over in time.
Yeah, that is not the guy that Pierre wanted running down the line on that play, with Mitchell's speed, getting out of the left-hand box as well. The Revs certainly have this infield hit thing figured out early in this game.
They really have all season. Here's Alexi Casilla, who leads the team with over 20 infield hits this year. Man on first, no outs. Pickoff move to first. Mitchell back safe. The 3rd baseman, Gomez, is playing way in on Casilla, expecting the bunt. Not even just that. I think he knows Casilla is a wizard with the bat, can chop one in for an infield hit whenever he wants. And Mitchell leads the team with 20 stolen bases. The pitch, Casilla takes low. The count's 1-0. We're tied at 1, bottom of the 3rd inning at PeoplesBank Park, game 1 of a doubleheader. This series, effectively now a 2-game series, will end tonight. Starts tonight and ends tonight. It's already the Revs' 9th doubleheader of the season, if you can believe that. 1-0 to Casilla. Fastball misses a bit inside, according to Bill Reuter. And it's 2-0.
I hope the Road Warriors like the Wyndham, because they didn't get outside much the last 3 days.
Casilla batting from the right side against the left-handed throwing Cruz. Cruz looks over at Mitchell at first. A pickoff move. He dives back safely. Now, Jose Ruiz, the Road Warriors' first baseman, throws left-handed, so a little bit easier time trying to slap a tag down on runners that he's holding on than a right-handed first baseman would have, and he's also not positioned at the first base bag. He's standing in front of it with his body turned towards Cruz to try to cut Mitchell off early on the pickoff attempt. Corners are in. Pitch to Casilla. That fastball's in for a strike. Alexi tried to duck it, but it is called strike one. 2-1 the count. The Road Warriors' middle infield combination of Pierre and Rodriguez will play for the double play. Gomez, though, a step in front of the third base bag at about the third base cutout. Ruiz still holding on Mitchell and really keeping him close as Luis Cruz, he moves over again. Darryl, what Ruiz is doing over there, you usually see that from a right-handed first baseman to make it easier to put the tag down, but normally lefties are a step back on the bag.
Yeah, a little unorthodox.
Cruz looks at first, the pitch. That one misses inside, looked like a slider. And the count goes to 3-1. Alexi really patient up there. It's Polo giving out the signs. Hitters count 3-1. Tied at 1, bottom 3. Revs and Road Warriors kicking off game 1 of a doubleheader. The pitch from Cruz way outside and high, ball 4. So the Revs have their first 2 men on here in the third inning. That brings up Wellington Dotel with no outs. He tripled his first time up, but was stranded at third.
The thing I like about that setup over at first is Road Warriors will get a mound visit here, but with Ruiz off the bag, it's a lot easier to get off and get into your normal defensive position. A lot of times when you're holding a runner, you'll see a base hit get through that right side. He's got a better chance to close that off. And with Alexi up there, a guy that will hit the ball the other way, we'll watch him the rest of the night. They might do that on every runner, but Alexi, a guy that you want to be able to get off the bag and be ready defensively if he hits it that direction.
Well, the meeting on the mound with the Road Warriors has ended. It is an official mound visit. They use one of their 3. That was Jeremy Bender, the Road Warriors athletic trainer, who I guess is now serving as part-time pitching coach. He did pitch in college, played some D2 ball in Oklahoma. So Jeremy knows his way around a baseball field. Has 2 degrees from the school he went to in Oklahoma, so talking about a smart guy too, a scholar.
Rafael Montalvo was there to begin the year and didn't last.
Gabe Suarez, the team's new bench coach. Now, both runners go. Mitchell takes off for third. Here's the throw down, not in time. Casilla, the trail runner, to second. A double steal for the Revs. Jared Mitchell and Alexi Casilla pull it off again. Mitchell now 23 stolen bases on the year. He's only been caught 6 times. Pretty good percentage there, around 80%. And for Alexi Casilla, that's his 8th stolen base of the season, now tied for 4th on the team. Dotel with runners at second and third and no outs. We're tied at 1. And the pitch to Dotel. Change up in for a strike. It's 0-1. 1-1, excuse me. 1 run on 4 hits, 1 error for the Road Warriors. 1 run on 5 hits, 1 error for the Revs. Game knotted at 1. Road Warriors bring the infield all the way in. Dotel, who tripled his first time up, calls for time. No outs in the inning. It's Casilla on second. He walked. Mitchell on third. He had an infield single to start the frame. Road Warriors will try to cut off the lead run. The pitch to Dotel. Other way out to right field. Diving and making a spectacular grab is Jorge Fernandez in right, but tagging and scoring easily from third is Jared Mitchell. And the Revs take a 2-1 lead here in the bottom of the third inning. Sac fly and an RBI for Wellington Dotel. He hit it hard and was robbed of potentially extra bases and probably another RBI, Darryl, but gets the job done, no doubt, as brings in the go-ahead run.
It's twice that Revs hitters have scalded one to the outfield and have been robbed, and meanwhile, all these choppers that have piled up the infield hit totals, but great job of getting that ball airborne, hitting it hard the other way again. That's twice he's done that tonight, and this time getting the run home.
Revs lead at 2-1 in the bottom of the third inning. They'll appeal to third to see if Jared Mitchell left early, and the appeal does not work out as the third base umpire, Timothy Russo, puts out the safe sign. I guess you really always have to try that on a sac fly and see what you can do. But it is indeed a sac fly for Dotel. Mitchell scores the go-ahead run. 2-1 Revs. Bottom 3, Melky Mesa up with a man on second and 1 out. Cruz looks at second, now misses inside to Mesa. Counts 1-0. Melky hasn't been the same guy he was for maybe the 3 weeks and before the All-Star break and the 1 week after, but average still way up over 300. And they get 321 on the air, 10 homers, 36 driven in. Takes a breaking ball in the outside corner. It's 1-1.
At his hottest, it was ridiculous how locked in he was. He'll get there again.
It's almost like we expected him to keep that pace up for the rest of the year.
Yeah. If only that were possible.
It was fun to watch, but like you said, he's going to get back there, and got to believe a few more Revs are going to get to that point and get hot. Mesa waiting for the 1-1 offering from Cruz. He looks out at Casilla, who's dancing off second. Big secondary lead. In the pitch, Mesa laces one down the third base line, but foul. Into the Road Warriors bullpen, the count goes to 1-2. 2-1 Revs lead, bottom of the third inning. Jared Mitchell started the inning with a leadoff infield single. Casilla then walked. They both stole a bag. Mitchell stole third. Castillo stole second on a double steal. Then Dotel, a line drive RBI, sac fly to right. 1-2 pitch to Mesa, down and in, ball 2. Still only 1 out in the inning. Revs got 1 run in the second, 1 more here in the third to take the lead, but those multi-run innings are what's important. Road Warriors already have bullpen action in this one as Luis Cruz is scuffled here in the third. 2-2 on Mesa. Wenrick sets up outside. Here's the pitch. Fastball breaking away on the outside corner. Called strike 3. Melky Mesa wasn't so sure about that one up there. Bill Reuter rung him up, though. Second strikeout of the game for Luis Cruz. Now 2 outs in the inning.
Now it's a great pitch from Cruz if you get that call. It looked like inches off. Sometimes you'll get it, sometimes you won't. Turns out it's a familiar face in the bullpen, Michael.
Yeah, Julio De Paula, the native of Santo Domingo, Dominican Republic, and he might have played here at some point, right?
Just a few years, yeah.
He had a pretty solid tenure, right, Daryl?
Absolutely.
Burgess takes the first pitch. High for a ball. Casilla still dancing off second with 2 outs. Revs lead at 2-1 in the third. One of the Revs to come from York and then get back to the major leagues, or get to the major leagues, I should say. So an excellent career, and then eventually what happened after for Julio De Paula after he left York. Made it up to the big leagues with the Orioles, and from what I've heard from you, it wasn't a very long stint in the minors with the Orioles when he was signed.
No, I mean, I guess opportunity arose, but it was 11 days. He went from being one of the most unhittable relievers in this league that year, and he was always good here, but that year he was like untouchable. And by chance, a scout happened to be there one night looking actually at somebody else, saw him, Orioles signed him, and a couple weeks later they needed a guy.
1-1 to Burgess. Changeup misses low and outside. It's 2-1. Casilla still on second. Revs lead it by 1 in the bottom of the third. So 11 days in AAA after being signed. Then he's up in Baltimore. Double A.
Yeah.
Okay. Then he's up in Baltimore.
Yeah. How about that?
It's got to be the quickest from this league, you would think, at least in Revs history. 2-1. Burgess laces this one to the right center field gap. Chasing after it's Hibbert. He won't get there. Picks it up in the alley. Burgess will be held to a single, but Alexi Casilla comes in to score an RBI single for Michael Burgess. And it's a 3-1 Revs lead here in the third.
That's a big base hit to get a second run home this inning. Revs had the opportunity after the 2-men reached and the double steal. Want to get those guys home, and a big hit from Burgess with 2 outs. Only a 7-inning game, obviously, tonight. I think Hibbert might have even thought that ball was hit harder. The angle that he took to the gap, it hit in front of him, but that was going to be a single regardless.
Here's Jose Cuevas, swings through the first pitch fastball. It's 0-1. 2 runs in the inning for the Revs. They lead it 3-1 in the bottom of the third. I want to give a quick shout out to my grandparents listening up in Hazleton, Pennsylvania. Shout out to my Nonna and Papa listening with my mom, tuning in via the smartphone. Oh, Casilla laces one right back at Luis Cruz. Luis Cruz in self-defense gets his glove out and look what I found, catches the line drive. So that's how the inning ends. Jose Cuevas robbed of a single up the middle on the hardest hit ball of the inning probably. And that's how it ends. But the Revs do get 2 runs. They do so to take a 3-1 lead. Michael Burgess an RBI single, Dotel a sac fly, and that was it in the inning. So 3-1 Revs after 3. We'll go to the top of the 4th next. Stick with us.
You line your feet up on the edge of the starting block, shake out your arms, and then you push off the block in one fluid motion, fully extending your body and cutting into the water with nothing on your mind but the mechanics. You're a swimmer, and whether it's practice time in the pool or crunch time at a meet, Flying Feet is with you every stroke of the way.
Flying Feet.
Flying Feet Sports Shoes is a swimmer's paradise. Get suits by Dolphin, Speedo, Nike, Arena, and Tier. Pick up practice gear, team gear, and training equipment like fins, snorkels, and kickboards. The Flying Feet team has high-tech competitive suits, customizable caps, goggles, even goggle repair items. Shower down with swimmer's shampoo and body wash, plus suit wash to limit the wear and tear of chlorine. Time to dive into the pool? Then it's time for Flying Feet. We're more than sports shoes.
Flying Feet.
1511 Mount Rose Avenue, York, just off exit 18 of I-83 next to Battery Warehouse.
I'm a meal delivery engineer, a server, and I love it. But now, with Keno from the Pennsylvania Lottery, this place is livelier than 2-for-1 app night. See, while I guide my guests from nachos to gnocchi, they're picking numbers to win cash with drawings every 4 minutes. Keno's fun, exciting, and goes with everything on the menu, except maybe the 4-alarm fries. Stay away from those. Keno, it's here. Play it at your favorite bar or restaurant.
Players must be 18 or older. Please play responsibly. Benefits older Pennsylvanians every day.
The Baltimore Baseball Show with Dan Connolly, right here on Sports Radio 1350 WOYK, York.
Revs lead at 3-1, top of the 4th inning from PeoplesBank Park. Robert Carson back to work, this time with the lead. He gets a strike over to Geraldo Valentin, the designated hitter for the Road Warriors. Valentin, Wenrick, Gomez, 6, 7, 8. Revs lead it by 2, top 4, as Carson gets Valentin to foul one off. A curveball there. And the count's 0-2. Rob ahead 0-2 once again. He's struck out 4 of the last 5 batters he's faced. A 1-out single in the 3rd inning was by Fernandez, the only guy not to strike out over the last 5 that Rob is throwing a pitch to. Looking to make it 3 in a row and 5 for the game. Carson set, Valentin ready in the box. The 0-2 pitch. Cruz wanted it low, and he got it low, but a little bit too low there as Cruz blocks it in the dirt. Count goes to 1-2. 3-1 Revs lead, top 4. The Revs got 2 in the bottom of the 3rd to take the lead. Each team scored 1 in the 2nd. Now the 1-2 pitch from Carson. Fastball high and away, and the count evens up at 2. Carson's been excellent this year for the Revs. This is his 23rd appearance of the season, his 7th start. Opponents hitting .275 against him, but the numbers are good, even though he does give up quite a bit of hits. 2-2, grounded through the hole between short and third, a base hit. Carson put that one low in the zone, but Valentin went down and got it. And he's on as a leadoff base runner. 2 for 2 in the game is Valentin. He scored the only run of the game for the Road Warriors in the 2nd. But I mentioned Rob gives up a lot of hits. 63 hits in 59 innings coming in. The Road Warriors have 9 hits in 4 2/3 innings, not counting today's game against Rob. That's good for a .429 batting average. So Rob will give up hits, but the strikeout numbers are high. He's fanned 54, counting the 4 tonight. And he's only walked 17. So good numbers there. Now Isaac Wenrick takes a fastball outside. It's 1-0, and that's part of the reason why Rob, for one thing, it's why the ERA is under 3 where it is. Even though he does give up a lot of hits, he doesn't walk guys, and you can get away with giving up hits here and there as long as, well, as long as they're not gappers and extra base hits all the time. As Wenrick sends one to the gap as I speak, that one's going to get down for a knock. Valentin around second, digging for third. Wenrick will pull into second. Gabe Suarez is waving around Valentin. No throw to the plate, and he will score all the way from first. An RBI double for Isaac Wenrick. The Road Warriors get 1 run closer. It's now 3-2. Well, I was just saying that you can get away with giving up a lot of hits, as long as a lot of them aren't gappers, as long as you don't walk guys, and Rob won't walk guys, but the hits will pile up against him. He's around the zone a lot. So one more hit in the game now for the Road Warriors, as they continue to see the ball well off Carson, but they haven't scored a ton of runs off him. Only 2 in the game. They now have 6 hits. A single and a double to start off this inning. And now the line keeps moving for Edwin Gomez, the third baseman. First pitch he tries to bunt at and pops it up out of play in foul territory. 3-2 game. Revs still lead, top of the 4th inning. This is a 7-inning game, so the at-bats mean just that much more in this one. 2 less innings to play. Wenrick leads off second. He just hit the RBI double. Now this one's out to right center, a base hit. Gomez rounding first. Rounding third is the runner Wenrick. Here's the throw to the plate, cut off by Burgess. It wouldn't have been in time anyway. And the Road Warriors tie the game at 3. Seesaw action tonight. It's been Road Warriors lead, then the Revs tied it. Revs took the lead, now the Road Warriors have tied it again. We're knotted at 3 in the top of the 4th. 3 straight hits against Robert Carson to start the inning for the Road Warriors. Single, double, single. An RBI for Gomez. He made an error earlier in the game. He's trying to make up for that with his bat. Rob yet to record an out here in the 4th. Carson comes set. A look at first, now the pitch to the plate. Hard hit foul ball, grounder down the third base line from the 9-hitter Alfredo Silverio. Game tied 3-3, top of inning number 4. Revs and Road Warriors battling it out yet again. The Revs are 6-4 this season against the Road Warriors, or the Road Dogs as they'll call themselves from time to time, as Silverio pops one up foul. And the count goes to 0-2. Man on first, no outs. Carson looking to get through this 4th, or at least get the first out for now. Revs took 3 of 4 from the Road Warriors in late June the last time they were here. Revs got the first 3 games of that series, then dropped the finale. Here's the 0-2 pitch from Carson, misses outside. Road Warriors actually won the first series meeting of the season between the Revs. They took both games of a doubleheader on May 2nd, so this is the 2nd doubleheader of the year between the 2 clubs. Revs looking to fare better in this one. Carson looks at first, now to the plate. The pitch, swing and a miss on the slider. And Silverio's a strikeout victim. 1 out here in the 4th, 5 strikeouts in the game for Carson. As that pitch continues to work for him. It's almost as if he's been around the plate a little bit too much, leaving some pitches up. But with 2 strikes, it's tough to hit against Rob, and that trend continues. Here's Matt Hibbert, leadoff man, back to the top of the lineup for the Road Warriors. 1 out in the inning, runner on first. Tied at 3. Road Warriors out hitting the Revs 7-6. Carson to the plate, out of the stretch. Fastball over for a strike right there. 88 on the gun. It's Hibbert behind in the count. 0 for 1 with a strikeout and a hit by pitch is Matt. Back in center field. Getting a ton of playing time with this Road Warriors club, something he was not getting in Lancaster where he started the year. Now the 0-1 pitch right down the heart of the plate. It's 0-2. Hibbert hitting .215 with 7 RBIs, no home runs on the season coming in. 23 for 107 in 36 games with the Road Warriors. He will steal some bags, has 7 with the Road Warriors. And the pitch, fastball misses high, it's 1-2. Hibbert has been pretty much the everyday center fielder for this Road Warriors team. Anthony Ray also gets some time out in Central. Carson looks at first. The 1-2 pitch to Hibbert, slider down in the zone, swing and a miss. Strikeout number 6 for Carson in the game. And there are 2 outs here in the 4th. Luis Cruz forgot how many outs they were. He was already headed back to the dugout. But Rob reminding him that that's only number 2. But it is 2 outs, something that is of note in this one. The Road Warriors went single, double, single to start the inning to score 2 runs, but Carson has come back with strikeouts of Silverio and Hibbert. Now he'll try to get Melvin Rodriguez, the second baseman, to end the innings. Man on first still with 2 down. Game tied at 3. Swing and a miss there from Rodriguez. Fastball up in the zone from Rob. Swings and misses and a lot of hard hit balls. It's been one or the other against Rob today. He's given up 7 hits, but he also has 6 punch outs. The 0-1. Slider misses high. It's 1-1. Revs retook the lead 3-1 after the 3rd inning, but no shutdown inning for Rob. The Road Warriors have tied the game at 3. It's been a back and forth affair so far. The 1-1. Tapper out to second. Casilla moves up on it. Fields throws to first in time, and the inning is over. So after allowing 3 straight hits to start the inning, Carson comes back and gets 3 straight outs, 2 more punch outs. He has 6 in the game. And after 3.5, we're knotted at 3. We'll go to the bottom of the 4th and see if the Revs can break the tie.
Money and business are essential to the strength of a community. So is cheering and celebration and music and fun. That's why York Revolution games, concerts, youth sports, special events, and more happen at a place called PeoplesBank Park. PeoplesBank has been serving York County for more than 150 years. Always cheering, always celebrating, always committed to the things that make York County great. And to you having a great time at PeoplesBank Park. People's Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
You'll always hit it out of the park with great Best Yet products from your neighborhood SureSave stores. Like party platters with $18.93 deli items. Team up Best Yet hot dogs with Best Yet kettle cooked chips. And get Best Yet 12 packs of soda and Best Yet Rising Crust pizzas at Sauble's Markets in Shrewsbury, Stewartstown, Whiteford, and East York. And at Nell's Market Fresh Foods in Spry.
Smith, Mayer & Little is a holistic wealth management group with one product, advice. We aim to simplify our clients' lives, help them retire comfortably, and build lasting legacies for their families and the causes they care about. Our purpose is simple, to make a meaningful difference in the lives of our clients, our community, and the world in which we live with the advice we provide. Smith, Mayer & Little, a wealth of knowledge about wealth. We make our living by making a difference. Visit us at financialjava.com.
Janney Montgomery Scott LLC, member NYSE, FINRA, and SIPC.
This is Jay Gauls. You're listening to York Revolution Baseball on the home of the Revs, Spurt Radio 1350, WOYK. First in York, first in sports.
Tied at 3, bottom of the 4th inning from PeoplesBank Park. Michael Marcantonini alongside Darryl Henry. Julio DePaula, the former Revs standout, takes the mound for the Road Warriors in the bottom of the 4th. He'll face the bottom 3 in the Revs order: Ryan Dent, Luis Cruz, and Travis Witherspoon. The Road Warriors' Luis Cruz, their left-handed starting pitcher, is out of the game after 3 innings. He threw 67 pitches, 40 for strikes, gave up 3 runs, all of those earned. Now Ryan Dent looking to get on to start the inning for the 4th and help the Revs retake the lead. They had a 3-1 lead after the 3rd inning, but the Road Warriors came back and got 2 runs off Carson to tie the game. Now DePaula starts off Ryan Dent with the ball, fastball high. So DePaula pitched parts of 3 seasons with the Revs, then eventually made it to the major leagues with the Orioles after being signed in his final season here. So he is resurfaced in the Atlantic League. Just a recent signing for the Road Warriors, one of their couple new additions. They've got some new pitchers on this staff that they've added. And now Dent takes a strike. It's 2-1. So it's DePaula in for Cruz, who takes a no decision after his 3 innings of work. He gave up 6 hits and had 2 strikeouts on the night. Now Dent swings and fouls one off. The count goes to 2-1. Or 2-2, excuse me. Each team scored a run in the 2nd. The Revs got 2 in the 3rd. The Road Warriors answered with 2 in the 4th. Now Ryan Dent a shot. 2-2 the count on Dent. The pitch from DePaula, fastball high, and the count runs full. Dent hitting .252 with 8 homers and 31 RBIs coming in. 32 RBIs, actually. So he had one earlier in the game. He drove in a run with a sac fly. Now he belts one out to deep left field over the arch nemesis. That ball is not coming back. Ryan Dent, his 9th homer of the season, and just like that, the Revs retake the lead. 4-3 game now in the bottom of the 4th, 9th of the year for Dent. He smoked that thing. And the seesaw action in this one continues. The Revs go ahead by 1. Ryan Dent circles the bases. There goes the cannon. That's got to feel good for Ryan. He hadn't hit one in quite some time, but he deposits one over the arch nemesis. Solo shot for Dent. And that brings up Luis Cruz. So I said he was probably trying to just get on base and help the Revs retake the lead in the inning, but he decides to do it all himself. Another lead change in this one. Road Warriors scored first in the top of the 2nd, but it has been back and forth since. The Revs have scored each of the last 3 frames, and now Luis Cruz takes the ball outside. So he finally got to face his namesake counterpart, Luis Cruz, for the Road Warriors, but only once. Now he sends one down the right field line, hooking towards the line, a foul ball. So Julio DePaula greeted with a rude greeting in his return to York, as Dent takes him deep over the arch nemesis. And Dent now has 2 RBIs in this game. Give him 33 on the year. And I mentioned how Luis Cruz only got to face Luis Cruz once because, of course, he only got to face him once. We waited 11 games between these two teams for them finally to meet batter and pitcher, and it only gets to happen once. Now Cruz smacks one through the hole between first and second, a base hit into right field. Home run and a single for the Revs to start things off in the 4th, and that brings up the 9-hitter Travis Witherspoon. Cruz now 2 for 2 with a pair of singles. He and Michael Burgess both with a multi-hit game already. Dent with a multi-RBI game. There's Spoon, who hit into a 5-4-3 inning-ending double play his first time up in the 2nd inning. He'll hit with Cruz on first and no outs. Gomez at third will come up for the Road Warriors. Double play depth up the middle. First baseman Ruiz holding on Cruz. Spoon takes a slider off the plate, and the count's 1-0. 4-3 York over the Road Warriors, bottom 4. Ryan Dent's solo homer the difference so far. And the pitch, Spoon takes a fastball inside. He didn't like the call. And the count goes to 1-2. 1-1 the count, actually. Spoon from the right-handed batter's box, digging in. Cruz a short lead off first. The pitch, slider high and tight. Spoon lunges out of the way, and that brings the count to 2-1. Spoon has been swinging a pretty solid bat lately. The average up to 264 coming in. It's at 259 now. 4 homers, 17 RBIs. Pitch to Travis. Fly ball out to left center field. Hibbert on his horse. He'll make the grab on the line drive in the left center field gap. 1 out here in the 4th. Luis Cruz back to first base. Now back to the top of the order for Jared Mitchell. Spoon now 0 for 2. Mitchell, who had an infield single to start off the 3rd inning, stole a base and scored a run, comes to bat. He's 1 for 2. Mitchell's been one of the hotter Revs at the plate lately. The average around 270 for him. Average was sitting around 250 about the All-Star break, but he has gotten that up quite a bit. Pitch low to him. One 1-0 on Mitchell, the left-handed swinger. Cruz at first. Revs lead at 4-3, bottom 4. Jared awaiting the pitch from Julio DePaula, the former Rev. Quick move over to first, and diving back is Cruz. Only inning the Revs have not scored in was the bottom of the first. They got 1 in the second, 2 in the third, 1 more here in the fourth, and doesn't look like they're done. They have 8 hits as a club in the game. And the pitch, breaking ball over for a strike. Mitchell takes, and the count evens up at 1. Now Mitchell back in the box, ready to hit. DePaul is set. Here's the pitch. Off the end of the bat, but it gets through into center field a hit. Cruz rounding second. He'll dig for third. Here's the throw from Hibbert. Sliding is Cruz. He's in safely, and Mitchell goes to second on the throw. Jared Mitchell is single, his second hit of the day. He gets the second on throw, so not a double. And the Revs are in business. Runners at second and third, and only 1 out here in the bottom of the fourth. 3 hits now in the inning for the Revs. Cruz, an aggressive, sharp turn around second to get to third. Hibbert made a pretty good throw, but a little bit too much air under it, and that's what allowed Cruz to get in safely. Mitchell, now the third Rev with multiple hits in this one. The Revs have already taken a 4-3 lead in the inning on the Denton homer, but they're not done. Infield comes all the way in for the Road Warriors. Paula checks second. Now the pitch to Alexi Casilla, and it's in for a strike. Casilla flipped around to the left side against the right-hander DePaula. 4-3 Revs lead bottom 4. Road Warriors looking to cut off another run. 0-1 on Casilla. And the pitch, that one's low. Casilla's been really patient at the plate today. Popped out to second his first time up, walked, stole a bag, and scored a run in the third. Casilla in the top 10 in the league in hitting. Paula taking his time, waiting for the sign from Wenrick. He comes set at the shoulders. A look at second now. The 1-1 pitch to Alexi, way inside and low. It's 2-1. Casilla came into today hitting .315. Along with Wellington, Dotel came in at .307 and Mesa at .321. All 3 are in the top 10 in the league in batting. Casilla 7th, Dotel 10th, and Mesa 6th. First time all season the Revs have had 3 guys in the top 10 in that category. Paula ready to go with the 2-1. Casilla ready in the box. Infield remains in. The 2-1, low in the dirt. Changeup smothered by Wenrick. The hitter's count now for Alexi, 3-1. DePaula has first base open, so he doesn't have to give in to Alexi, but if he does walk Alexi, it'll be first and third with the bases loaded for Dotel, who tripled in the first. Dotel also a sac fly in the third. So it's second and third for the Revs. Cruz on third, Mitchell at second. Big lead for Mitchell as the fielders are playing in front of him. Cruz a short lead off third. Time is called. Alexi asked for it, it looks like. DePaula will readjust his hat on the mound and stays on the bump, ready to go. Casilla back in, ready to go as well. The 3-1 pitch, way inside, ball 4. So Alexi has now worked walks in back-to-back plate appearances. The bases will indeed be loaded for Wellington Dotel. Revs lead at 4-3, bottom of the fourth. Ryan Dent's solo homer, the difference in this one. He led off the inning with a solo tank over the arch nemesis. Darryl, a chance for Dotel and the Revs to break this thing wide open with a knock to the gap somewhere.
He's been hitting it hard the other way tonight. You've got to love the hit totals. 9 here through the first 4 innings. Big chance here to blow it open.
Bases juiced with 1 out for Dotel. 4-3 Revs lead, home half of the fourth. We're in game 1 of a doubleheader, both 7-inning games. Dotel 1 for 1 with an RBI and also a triple his first time up. First pitch he sees is a slider that moves off the plate. And Isaac Wenrick now out to the mound for a chat with his pitcher DePaula. Well, Julio DePaula's had better days here at PeoplesBank Park, that's for sure. Are you surprised to see him back in the league with the Road Warriors?
No, he loves the game. As soon as he was let go by the Revs last year, he hooked on with Sugarland and kept pitching. I think he's the guy that'll do it until he doesn't have a spot.
The 1-0 to Dotel, swing and a miss at a slider, and You see that with a lot of guys. The one guy that Mace pointed out specifically was Highland Peguero, who started the year with the Road Warriors, and 37 years old, playing on a travel team is tough, but Peguero now at home in York, but doing it because he loves the game. Ricardo Gomez, 40 years old, still kicking. 1-1 on Dotel with the bases juiced. Revs lead it by 1, bottom 4. DePaula set the pitch. Broken bat, shot past Sandy De Leon in foul territory, coaching first. And Wellington Dotel's going to have to grab a new bat.
That thing had some solid contact in it tonight, but not anymore.
It's Cruz on third, Mitchell on second, Casilla at first. Cruz and Mitchell both singled. Casilla walked. Christian Flecha warming up in the bullpen for the Road Warriors. Left-hander. DePaula, the first reliever in the game for the Road Warriors. He's only gotten 1 out here in the 4th. Luis Cruz went the first 3, gave up 3 runs. Revs retook the lead in the inning on Dent's homer. They can extend it here if Dotel can find a way on. DePaula set on the mound, Dotel ready. Right-hander pauses the 1-2 pitch, lined the other way, foul into the seats. And the at-bat continues.
DePaula got that one up there at 90, 35-year-old. He is known for his slider, and that's what Dent got to start the inning. Got extended on one that sat up there for him and blasted it out.
Dotel ready for the 1-2 pitch again. Here it is. Slider misses away. Wenrick lets it go off to the right of him, but he keeps it close enough that none of the base runners can advance. Revs lead by 1, bottom 4. They're looking to add on, though. Wellington Dotel at the dish, a chance to break this thing open if he can find a gap. Infield back for the Road Warriors. They're playing for 2. The 2-2 pitch, fastball misses high, ball 3. Nowhere to put Dotel, full count now. DePaula will have to come back with a pitch.
Good eyes shown this inning. Casilla patiently worked his way on. Dotel laying off these last 2.
The payoff pitch, Dotel swings right through it into the glove of Isaac Wenrick. It's a big strikeout for Julio DePaula. 2 outs here in the 4th. That brings up Melky Mesa, Revs cleanup hitter, DHing again tonight. Mesa with 10 homers on the year. He's driven in 36 runs. A chance to drive in a few more here. And the pitch, breaking ball misses away. It's 1-0. DePaula's lived dangerously in the inning. 1 ball and no strikes on Melky Mesa. No damage yet other than the solo homer. And with the bases loaded, DePaula really having to work. The 1-0 to Mesa, here it is, swing and a miss at the slider. Darryl, you mentioned that slider, and it's been good here in the inning.
And that one had really good depth. That was maybe the best one he's thrown. Dent caught one that hung up there for him and flattened out, but guys know what to expect from Julio.
1-1 on Mesa, the pitch. Ground ball out to short. It eats up the shortstop Pierre into left center field. 2 runs are in. Polo's waving Casilla. The ball got all the way to the track in left field, and all 3 runs will score. Casilla comes in to score the 3rd, and Melky Mesa probably won't get a hit, or if he does, well, they did give it a hit. It wasn't an easy ball for Gustavo Pierre to field out at shortstop, but Melky Mesa clears the bases with a double. Not your conventional bases clearing double, but it works out, and the Revs now lead it by 4. It's a 7-3 lead, 4 runs here in the 4th.
Now he hit it sharply, but Pierre thought he was going to have a play on that, and it just shot up, and he had no chance to get a glove on it. Obviously the field is taking a beating with the weather, but how often do you see 3s score in a ball like that?
Here's Michael Burgess. He takes a strike. It's 0-1. The bases were loaded. Mesa, a hot shot out to short. It You're thinking maybe an inning-ending fielder's choice, inning-ending ground out if Pierre had thrown to first, but ball ate him up, and all three scored. And Burgess flicks the wrists and fouls one off. It's 0-2. And where that ball was hit, up the middle towards, it was out at short, but more towards left center. And it didn't get to the right to the warning track. It was cut off at the warning track, but with 2 outs, everybody running on the pitch, and all 3 runs scored. 4 in the inning now for the Revs. Burgess takes low and inside. It's 1-2 the count. Good block by Wenrick. So Mesa clears the bases. 39 RBIs now on the year. Alexi Casilla scoring all the way from first on that ball. Polo not shy to send him. Burgess back in the box. 1-2 the count. Revs lead at 7-3 in the 4th. Pitch from Julio. Breaking ball misses low, and the count evens up at 2.
I was really surprised with it on the ground that it got as far up the gap as it did. I don't know if one of the outfielders briefly gave up on it, thinking that it would be fielded. But for them to be able to score 3 on that, huge lift for the Revs, huge letdown for the Road Warriors.
2-2 pitch coming to Burgess. Here it is. It hits him. Oh, man. Burgess goes down. I don't know where that hit him. Maybe around the hip or the knee area. Didn't even have a chance to get out of the way of that. Do you see where that hit him, Darryl?
I think it got him around the feet. I think he tried to jump over it and couldn't. And DePaul is certainly not trying to do that to his former teammate, but
ball came right in on him. Runners at first and second now for Jose Cuevas, the 9th man to hit in the inning for the Revs. They have 4 runs here in the 4th. They lead at 7-3. Game 1 of 2 tonight at the bank. 10 hits already in the game for the Revs. The pitch from DePaul, slider misses outside, 1-0 the count. Bullpen action continues for the Road Warriors. Christian Flecha continues to throw. Revs had Michael Click throwing. We'll see if it's Click or Carson to come back out for the 5th. Carson's gone 4 innings with 6 strikeouts so far. He's allowed just 3 runs. 17 combined hits in the game. It's been one of those nights. Hot day, balls flying. Dent has a homer. The only long ball in the game, but each team has manufactured runs. The Revs have the Dent solo homer and the Mesa 3 RBI double in the inning. 2-0 to Cuevas. Sweeping slider in for a strike, and it's 2-1.
Well, it's been a good remedy for the offense to get out here tonight, put up 10 hits in the first 4 innings after a little bit of a tough stretch.
2-1 to Cuevas. Breaking ball just catches the outside corner. That one probably more so a ball than the first pitch there, but it is called a strike. (7-3) Revs lead, home half of the 4th. 2-strike pitch to Cuevas. Breaking ball misses low, and the count runs full. So both runners will be off on the pitch. 3-2, 2 outs. Mesa on second, Burgess at first. Jose Cuevas, the 9th man to hit in the inning for the Revs. 1 run in the 2nd, 2 in the 3rd, 4 here in the 4th. They can continue to pile on the scoreboard. 7 runs on 10 hits. Paula laboring. He's set. Runners go. The pitch, swing and a miss. Fastball up in the zone, tipped into the glove of Wenrick. And that's how the inning ends. But the Revs get 4 runs. A solo homer from Dent, a 3-run double with 2 outs from Mesa. They send 9 men to the plate. And we'll go to the top of the 5th with the Revs holding a 7-3 lead.
Since 1934, PSECU has given Pennsylvanians financial opportunities to live a better life. We are a credit union who offers valuable free and low-fee financial products, broad lending options, and outstanding money management for financing life. At PSECU, we are proud of who we are and committed to who we serve because our Pennsylvania roots run deep. We are banking on a difference. Visit PSECU.com to join us. This credit union is federally insured by the National Credit Union Administration, Equal Opportunity Lender.
Summer started off hot, and it's only going to get hotter at York Mitsubishi. Sales Manager Doug Sprinkle here. Our Not a Zip Zilch program was so successful last month that we're keeping it going in July and making it even better. Remember, it's all about paying zero finance charges over 72 months on new Mitsubishis, like the all-new Eclipse Cross, 7-passenger Outlander, and Outlander Sport. And just added on the Outlander and Outlander Sport an additional $1,000 in down payment assistance. Plus, no payments for 90 days. And don't forget about the great gas-sipping, best-selling Outlander PHEV plug-in hybrid, rated at an amazing 74 miles per gallon equivalent. York Mitsubishi is still giving out top dollar for all trade-ins, and we want to approve everyone for credit. More stuff for less money and almost twice the warranty of the competition. It's only at York Mitsubishi, around the corner of Route 30 and Roosevelt Avenue, York, where Mitsubishis always cost less. Come check us out at yorkmitsubishi.com.
You're on the home of the Atlantic League champion York Revolution. Sports Radio 1350 WOYK, York.
Revs jumped on former Rev and current Road Warriors reliever Julio DePaula for 4 runs in the bottom of the 4th. They lead it 7-3 as we go to the top of the 5th. Robert Carson back to work. He does so with the lead this time. Last time he was pitching with the lead in the top of the 4th, he gave it up, and the Road Warriors tied the game with 2 runs. But now a 4-run lead to work with for Rob. And Rob smells a win, Darryl, and a chance to be in line for one if he gets through this 5th.
It is there. Get him out there. Go get it.
Jorge Fernandez, the leadoff man. He swings at the 1-0 pitch. Grounds one to Cuevas at third. Crow hop across the diamond, the throw to Burgess. 1 up, 1 down. 5-3 on the putout. That brings up the cleanup hitter, Jose Ruiz. Rob has struck out 6 batters in the game, but he's also given up 7 hits. And the correlation between it is that Rob has thrown a ton of strikes. He's been around the plate quite a bit. He has not walked a batter. He's hit the leadoff man in the game, but no walks. So the pitches are over the plate. The Road Warriors have hit some. They've come up empty on others. With 1 out, no one on, Ruiz flails at a breaking ball. It's 0-1, and Carson will throw that for a first pitch strike. Oftentimes, he'll need the batter to swing at it for it to be a first pitch strike. But he's been getting the swings and misses. The 0-1 to Ruiz. This one flicked foul out of play left field side, and the count goes to 0-2. 7 runs on 10 hits, 1 error for the Revs. 3 runs on 7 hits, 1 error for the Road Warriors. Revs have scored in 3 separate innings. The Road Warriors have scored in 2. Now the 0-2 from Carson. Slider misses low and away. Ball 1. It's 1-2. 1 out in the inning, no one on. After Ruiz, it'll be Gustavo Pierre, the shortstop. Carson set on the hill. Cruz wants it high. Here's the pitch. 2 strikes, and it misses inside, a ball in. 2-2. Revs retook the lead 4-3 in the bottom of the 4th on Ryan Dent's leadoff solo homer. Melky Mesa with 2 outs added a bases clearing 3 RBI double to left center. 2-2 pitch, fly ball out to deep right center field. Mitchell giving chase, ranging at the track, the wall. He comes up empty. It hits off the padding in right center. Spoon picks it up. He throws into second. It won't be in time. Sliding in safe at second is Ruiz with a double. Jared Mitchell looked a little bit shaken up out in right center. He came up a little bit lame after crashing into the wall. Made a great effort to get to the wall and make a stab at that ball, but did not get it. But he's okay. Witherspoon a great backup to get to that in right center. But it is a double off the bat of Jose Ruiz. Hit the ball hard. Pitch, you wouldn't call it a hanger. It was low in the zone, but Ruiz went down and got it. So now a man on second with 1 out. Here's Pierre, the shortstop. First pitch from Carson. Fastball right down the chute. It's 0-1. 7-3 lead for the Revs. Away half of the 5th inning. Road Warriors have led once in the game. The Revs have led 2 separate times. The 0-1 pitch. Breaking ball misses low. Curveball. 1-1. It was 1-0 Road Warriors after the top of the 2nd. Revs tied it in the bottom. Revs took the lead with 2 in the third, but the Road Warriors came back to tie it. Revs now have that lead back as Pierre pops one up foul territory, first base side. Burgess over, and he makes the grab in foul territory in front of the Revs dugout. 2 outs here in the 5th. P3 in your scorebook, and now Carson will look to Strand Ruiz at second after the 1-out double. He'll have to get through Geraldo Valentin, who's 2 for 2 with a pair of singles and also a pair of runs scored in this one. Revs a 4-run advantage. They got all 4 of those runs in the top of the 5th inning. Lefty on righty. Carson checks second. The pitch to Valentin. First pitch swinging. He pops it up. Shallow right center field. Casilla out. Mitchell coming on. He makes the grab to retire the side. No runs on 1 hit, no errors, and a man left. Robert Carson is through 5. He's in line for the win. After 4.5, it's the Revs 7 and the Road Warriors 3. Stick with us. Going to the bottom of the 5th next.
Rutter's has all your favorite seafood options. Tavern battered cod sandwich, crispy fried shrimp with bada bing dipping sauce, flavorful crab and corn chowder, just to name a few. Rutter's Seafood. One try and you'll be hooked. Rutter's. Why go anywhere else for seafood?
Does your wealth advisor know how you take your coffee? At Smith, Mayer & Little Wealth Advisory Group, we genuinely get to know our clients, from their interests, goals, and dreams, right down to how they like their coffee. By understanding our clients on a personal level, we help them make wise financial decisions. In us, you will find a trusted confidant dedicated to your financial success. Smith, Mayer & Little, a wealth of knowledge about wealth. Get to know us over a cup of coffee or visit us at financialjava.com.
Janney Montgomery Scott LLC, member NYSE, FINRA, and SIPC.
Show your patriotism and Rev spirit with the new York Revolution Hat Pack. Get 6 undated ticket vouchers to use any way you'd like and 2 parking passes, plus an exclusive Revolution hat featuring the Revs logo in red, white, and blue. It's an exclusive design from York's own Legacy Athletic and one you can only get through this special offer. The Revs Hat Pack. 6 game ticket vouchers, 2 parking passes, and an exclusive Revolution baseball cap, all for just $75. Get yours while supplies last at YorkRevolution.com or 717-801-HITS.
Rutter's Hot Dog Extravaganza is here. Rutter's Kunzler hot dogs and brand new corn dogs are only 2 for $2. Our amazing Kunzler bacon wrapped cheddar dogs and sausages are only 2 for $4. Earn 2 cents on fuel for every deal purchased. Must scan rewards card. Rutter's, why go anywhere else?
This is Luke Westfall. You're listening to York Revolution Baseball on the home of the Revs. Sports Radio 1350 WOYK. First in York, first in sports.
Revs holding a 7-3 lead over the Road Warriors. Bottom of inning number 5 of this 7-inning game. Game 1 of a twin bill between the Revs and Road Warriors. 11th game between the two teams this year. Ryan Dent will lead things off in the bottom of the 5th. It's Dent, Cruz, and Spoon the way they led things off in the bottom of the 4th. The Revs sent 9 to the plate. They scored 4 times. And Dent is the man who started things off. A go-ahead solo homer in the bottom of the 4th to lead off the frame. Hit that one over the arch nemesis in left. New pitcher into the game for the Road Warriors, Christian Flecha, as time is called. I think a ball from the Revs bullpen, or no, it's something with Ruiz, the first baseman, readjusting the glove on his hand. First pitch from Flecha is ball outside to Dent. It's 1-0. Dent 1 for 1, a sac fly and an RBI in the 2nd inning, a solo homer in the 4th. Flecha readies the 1-0 pitch. Dent flicks it foul out of play, right field side. And it's now evened up at 1. Dent now with 9 homers on the year after the solo shot in the 4th. Power numbers are there for Ryan. At one point he was tied for the team lead when he hit 3 in a 2-day span. Flecha readies the pitch. Fastball misses high and away. It's 2-1. Flecha has a funky motion, a lot of movement in his delivery. Comes kind of from the side. Not submarine style, though. Dent only had 5 homers last year. He already has 9 this season. Drove in 46 runs last year, so it's safe to say that he'll probably get there and then some this year, already 33. Still plenty of baseball left to be played in the 126-game season. 3-1 to Dent. Off the end of the bat, out to right center field. Hibbert giving chase. So is Fernandez, and it's Fernandez who runs it down in right center. So it's the right fielder, Fernandez, who gets to it. And Dent flies out to start the inning. First time he's been retired tonight. Now Luis Cruz will get another shot. He's 2 for 2 with a pair of singles and a run scored. He scored one of the runs in the 4-run fourth. 3 lead changes in the game. The Revs have retaken the lead. They did that with 4 runs in the bottom of the fourth. Robert Carson's in line for the win. He's gone 5 so far. Cruz takes a fastball outside. It's 1-0. 1 out in the inning, no one on. Revs up by 4. Now Cruz flicks one foul out of play the other way. Fought that one off in on the hands. And the at-bat continues. It goes to 1-1 on Luis Cruz. Now Flecha delivers. Change-up off the plate just a bit. Over on the outside part of the plate against Cruz, and the count goes to 2-1. 10 hits for the Revs, 8 for the Road Warriors. Both teams have been hitting the ball all over the field. The Revs have scored more runs, though. They lead at 7-3. Cruz waits on the changeup, sends it out to shallow center, but Hibbert is right there. Only had to take about a step and a half in. 2 up, 2 down for Flecha here in inning number 5. Brings up Witherspoon, the 9-hitter and center fielder. So Julio DePaula, the former Rev, goes 1 inning, gives up 4 runs, all of them earned. Gave up 4 hits in that inning. Flecha has fared better, though. He has first 2 batters he's faced out, but he'll have to get through Spoon to end the inning. Travis takes a first pitch slider over for a strike. It's 0-1. Spoon trying to get in on the action. He was a .275 hitter last year, around .260 so far this year. Travis takes high. Count goes to 1-1. Spoon played winter ball this year in Australia. Played for the Canberra Cavalry. 1-1 pitch, fouled into the glove of Wenrick. It's 1-2. Revs have a few guys that played in the Australian Baseball League in the winter. Michael Click was out there. Former Rev Zach Treese, who started the year with the Revs, also played in the league for Brisbane. 1-2 on Spoon. Flecha the pitch. Breaking ball inside corner for a strike. Spoon fooled by it. He swung at it, though, and got him all fooled. So that's how the inning ends. A 1-2-3 frame for Flecha in the 5th. But after 5 full, it's the Revs 7 and the Road Warriors 3. Darrell Henry taken back over on the play-by-play in the 6th. We'll go there next. Revs up 4.
Tired of hearing that music? Especially when you already have that same ice cream in your freezer. Try something new and amazing with Tropical Shaved Ice. On Monday morning after the big company event, do you want the buzz down the hall to be, how awesome was this year's company picnic? Then crush boredom and bring on Kona Ice with over 32,000 flavor combinations. This is not your typical lackluster snow cone. Their flavors are bold and delicious. Fuzzy Navel, Margarita, Blue Hawaiian. Kona Ice is dairy-free, gluten-free, and they even offer flavors that are sugar and dye-free. No party is too big or too small. They can serve up to 1,000 people per hour. They have party packages starting as low as $100. To add more excitement to your next event, find them online.
At Donegal, we understand there are many costs associated with running a business. That's why Donegal works with you to provide quality insurance products based on your business needs, and why we deliver that insurance at a price to fit your budget. Call your local independent Donegal agent today and discover why, when it comes to insurance for your business, Donegal is a better value. Contact Kochman Kunkel Insurance at 717-854-0300 or stop in at 3217 East Market Street, York. Locally owned and operated by Pam and Rudy Kochman. Kochman Kunkel Insurance.
Local sports on WOYK are brought to you by Maple Donuts, a family tradition since 1946.
The Baltimore Baseball Show with Dan Connolly, right here on Sports Radio 1350 WOYK, York.
It is a 7-3 lead for the Revs as we go to the 6th inning in Game 1 tonight. And Robert Carson, here in his 7th start of the season, will try to go 6 for the 4th time. He did it last time out at Lancaster 7 days ago. Suffered the loss in that one, but had stretches of that game where he pitched very well. It was just an unfortunate day. Looking to get back into the win column tonight and go to 4-2 as a starter. As Isaac Wenrick leads off, first pitch of the inning. It is a fastball a little bit high on Wenrick, the left-hand hitting catcher. He tonight has bunted into a fielder's choice and then struck an RBI double in the 4th inning, 1 for 2. Also a run scored. Here's the 1-0. And a swing and a pop-up foul, back and out of play. 7 runs, 10 hits, 1 error for the Revs, 3 runs, 8 hits, and 1 error for the Road Warriors. Carson had 75 pitches starting the inning. The Road Warriors scored first. Single run in the 2nd, the Revs answered it, and then went in front with 2 in the 3rd. 1-1, and a half swing he went on the slider. Carson gets another swing and miss on that pitch, a check swing this time. Road Warriors answered the Revs' 3-1 lead with 2 in the 4th inning to tie it. 3 straight hits to greet Carson, but he has retired 6 of the last 7 since that little spurt, and the Revs erupting for 4 in their half of the 4th. The 1-2. Right down the middle, strike 3 called. Fastball at the knees froze him. Cruz was in the split, getting down low to set up, and Wenrick knew it. Carson with his 7th strikeout of the night.
He's been awesome tonight. The fact that he's been able to just eat innings is one, but the strikeout pitch, doesn't matter what pitch he goes with, he can get outs with it. And Luis Cruz, I'm really impressed with the job he's doing behind the plate, really giving good targets for Carson, moving around, getting low, getting high. It's awesome to see.
Here's Edwin Gomez. First pitch misses high. Carson is within 1 of matching his season high for strikeouts. Had 8 in a game against Sugar Land July 4th, the 1-0. Swinging a foul tip right at the feet of Cruz. Another breaking ball from Carson. Gomez today 2 for 2 with a pair of RBI singles. Revs did have Michael Click up in the bullpen. He is no longer throwing. Somebody else is. 1-1, and it's beaten foul down against Gomez's foot as that glances off and rolls almost the whole way to first base in foul territory.
I'm sure if the Revs can get Carson back out through the 6th and then back out for the 7th, they'd like to do it and not use anybody, but the bullpen could really use some work. Guys haven't pitched since Sunday, so everybody's fresh.
Yeah, that's the double-edged sword on this night. You want to take those innings from Carson when you can get them. Of course, I wonder if maybe they would, because of the doubleheader, try to bring him back a day sooner in Texas. They've announced the first 3 of that series in Sugar Land. There's the 1-2, and that's in the dirt, blocked by Cruz. Revs will have Logan Williamson tomorrow, and then it'll be Severino Saturday, Atkins Sunday. They've yet to announce what will happen after that. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Carson the stretch. He kicks, he fires, and it misses down and in. 3-2 now. Revs a 7-3 lead here in the 6th inning. They come in tonight having dropped 4 of their last 5. Dropping to 6 and 7 in the 2nd half. Here's the payoff pitch. Strike 3 called again. Gomez started toward first. He flinched back on a pitch in. But Carson gets the inside corner and does match his season high 8 strikeouts on the night.
And he struck out 7 different batters in the game, so it's not just 1 or 2 guys he's picking on. It's the whole lineup pretty much, except Fernandez and Valentin, the only guys he hasn't gotten on strikes.
Now back-to-back called thirds here this inning.
Did he get the K-man, though? That's important.
He did.
Okay, I figured it was 7 out of 9, and unless it was Valentin or Fernandez.
Thank goodness he got that. Here's Silverio. He tips the first one back to the backstop. Silverio, the number 9 hitter, has fouled out to first and struck out swinging. As Carson tries to finish 6. Lights are partially on here. Sun shining through the outfield and the back of the infield. Pitch is lifted in the air. At second, it's Casilla coasting out into shallow right center. He's got it. Backpedaling out. Carson points to the sky as he goes 6 strong. And in particular, his last 3 full innings, after that little spurt in the 4th, he got locked right back in. 1-2-3 6th. Mace waits for him with a handshake in the dugout. We go to the bottom of the 6th inning. Revs leading game 1, 7-3.
Brimmer has been York's license and notary specialist since 1969. An approved online messenger for PennDOT, it offers registration and driver's license renewals, online title transfers, money orders, and notary service, all with a friendly staff that guarantees your satisfaction. For more information on Brimmer's convenient hours and fast service, call 717-699-1060 in York or visit them on the web at brimmers.com. Brimmer Fast Licensing and Notary Service with 4 convenient locations in York and Lancaster.
Shipley Energy is more than just an energy company. We're a family tradition. Our goal is to provide outstanding customer service and to make energy easy for you. From heating oil and propane to natural gas and electricity, our team can help. We also offer HVAC services, installation, maintenance, and service plans to keep your home safe and comfortable. In addition, our team can improve the quality of water in your home. To learn more, visit ShipleyEnergy.com or call 855-5-SHIPLEY. We make energy easy.
You trust AAA to work at every mile. But AAA doesn't just cover your car. They can also cover your home. AAA Home Insurance protects every square foot. And when you add AAA Home Insurance to AAA Auto Insurance, you get more protection and more savings. Insurance that's not just insurance. Talk to your local AAA insurance agent today or visit AAA.com to learn more about AAA Home Insurance.
This is Paul Fletcher. You're listening to York Revolution Baseball on the home of the Revs. Sports Radio 1350 WOYK. First in York, first in sports.
Revs a 7-3 lead. Christian Flecha will stay in after a 1-2-3 5th. Jared Mitchell leads it off. Top of the order for the Revs. First pitch misses away to begin the home 6th. 7-3 the score. Mitchell tonight 2 for 3. 2 singles, 2 runs, a stolen base. Here is the 1-0. He swings, got jammed, thumbs it on the ground to first. Ruiz off the bag. He will make a backhand toss to Flecha covering. And there's 1 away. Revs get Highland Piguero up in the bullpen for the 7th inning. It is not a save situation. Revs baseball brought to you by Wolf's Bus Lines, the official transportation provider of the Revs. And here comes Casilla. He's 0 for 1 tonight, but he's got 2 walks, a steal, and he has also scored 2 runs. 2 runs apiece scored by the top 2 in the order. First pitch, swing and a miss. Fastball as he fires away after it. A good-looking cut, but 0-1. The pitch from Flecha. It is down and away. Change-up missing. Flecha, big, intense leg kick. 1-1. And a swing and a chopper foul, third base side. On our York Mitsubishi out-of-town scoreboard, playing 2 in Lancaster tonight. Barnstormers shut out the Ducks 5-0 in Game 1 of that doubleheader. Game 2 beginning shortly. The 1-2. And he floats it up there, misses down and in. That was hit 59 miles an hour. I don't know if he tried a knuckleball. Looked like his fingers were raised. Not sure if that was a knuckle attempt or something else. Fletcher ready. The 2-2. Fastball, strike 3 called away. Casilla slumps his shoulders, looks down at the dirt. He didn't like it, but that is out number 2, and Fletcher's retired all 5 that he's faced.
He's been good. It's a guy the Revs have had some struggles against, Fletcher, a guy with a funky delivery. You don't see the ball easily out of his hand. But the Revs did a lot of scoring in the middle innings of this one, and that lull a couple innings after when you get a new pitcher in there to face, it's tougher to hit against.
Now Dotel, who's 1 for 2 with a triple, also has a sac fly RBI. First pitch, fastball in there for a strike. Southern Maryland has a 3-0 lead at Somerset. That game is in the first inning. Sugarland, a night game at New Britain, trailing 2-1 in third. There's a fastball away. And you are up to date on our York Mitsubishi out-of-town scoreboard. I pulled up the site. Devin Watts is still on the front page, which reminds me, as Fletcher comes home, and a foul tip, ricocheted off the face mask of Wenrick back to the screen. I had heard that Chris Dula got signed by the Brewers out of the USPBL. He went back there and pitched in their All-Star game. Some impressive videos surfaced. And Milwaukee will give the Golden Arm a shot.
Good for him.
Yeah.
Good to see.
1-2. And a swing and a loop foul back and out of play. That was that off speed, maybe a knuckler again from Fletcher tossed up there.
Well, that All-Star game video of Dula was something else. Strike, strike, strike. Blowing it by guys.
Now Fletcher ready. Another 1-2. And it's skidded on the ground, sharply foul down into the Revs bullpen and right. And Chris's biggest problem here was he would tense up facing these veteran hitters. And he's still a young guy. In that very young USPBL, he was able to relax, just blow it by guys. The pitch. And that one lined foul into the seats in right as it rebounds all the way into right field. Dotel makes Fletcher work. 7-3, Revs in front. Here in the bottom of the 6th, 3 outs away from riding the ship, at least for a game, getting back to 500 in the second half. And Fletcher again ready. He deals. And a ground ball right side. Second baseman Rodriguez ranges left, cuts it off, and dumps it off to first to end the inning. So a pair of 1-2-3 frames for Fletcher out of the Road Warriors bullpen. And that'll send game 1 to the 7th tonight. Revs looking to close out a win. They lead it 7-3.
Have you heard? Royal Farms has gotten the national culinary recognition it deserves. Yeah, in Food and Wine magazine's article, 10 gas station foods across the country that are worth the detour, they put Royal Farms' world-famous chicken at the top of the list. Well, we've always known that Royal Farms has the best fried chicken, but now the whole world knows. So hurry into a Royal Farms to pick up some of their nationally recognized world-famous chicken before the world beats a path to their door. Royal Farms, real fresh, real fast.
If you own a tractor-trailer business, then you know the cost of having your rig down instead of on the road. Rivers Truck Center in Red Lion keeps your trucks on the road by providing a one-stop shop for all your trucking needs. Rivers handles full-service truck sales and carries a full line of parts for all makes and models, has their own full-service collision center, and provides 24-hour emergency towing and roadside assistance. Check out riverstruck.com for more info. There's a reason Rivers Truck Center has been in business for over 40 years. They really do care.
It is easy being green. In York County, trash is safely managed at a waste-to-energy facility where it is used as fuel to produce electricity. The electricity generated from trash is enough to power 20,000 homes. That's enough to light the entire city of York. Learn more at www.ycswa.com. Garbage is power.
This is Ryan Dent. You're listening to York Revolution Baseball on the home of the Revs, Sports Radio 1350, WOYK, first in York, first in sports.
Highland Piguero looking to close this one out. Revs will save Grant Sides for Game 2. It's a non-save situation, 4-run lead. As we go to the 7th, 7-3. Pitching change brought to you by Maple Donuts. And what a job from Robert Carson. 6 innings, 8 hits, 3 runs, no walks, and a season-high tying 8 strikeouts. 87 pitches, 60 were strikes, only 27 were balls. And Piguero will face the team he started the year with. Top of the order for the Road Warriors as we begin the 7th inning. Matt Hibbert leads off. Tonight, 2 strikeouts after a game-opening hit by pitch. First offering, swings and floats one, first base side and foul, it lands. Burgess chasing toward the Revs bullpen, but strike one as Piguero really tied up Hibbert on that swing. Highland 2-3, 3.25 ERA, 3.16 with York. 21st outing for the Revs. He fires, and it misses down and away. Fastball at 91. Made 12 appearances with the Road Warriors earlier in the year. On the wind, and the 1-1. Swing and a miss. Fastball down. 92 on that. Carson, the no walks. It is the 6th time in 7 starts that he's walked 1 or none. 2nd time he's walked none. Most he's walked 2 in his last start. Here's the pitch. And that hit Hibbert. Fastball ran in, glanced off, I believe, his elbow guard. They appeal to first, and they say no swing attempt on that flinch of the hands. And I guess with all that armor, he wasn't too worried about getting out of the way. 2nd time he's been hit tonight.
It's never fun getting plunked twice in a game. It gets you on base, so you get that out of it, but got to deal with the pain.
Yeah, if there is any. He didn't really react with that padding on. Looked like it bounced right off that. Here's Melvin Rodriguez. He's 0 for 3. First pitch, he swings, fouls it back and out of play. He was the K-man tonight. Carson struck him out in the 3rd inning. 7-3 the lead. Piguero sets and delivers, and it's tapped foul at the plate. That bounced right off Rodriguez's leg and off to the side. It's 0-2.
You see Luis Cruz just fake out the ball boy down there. Put the ball out and then pulled it back.
He's done a nice job back there tonight.
Excellent job. He's really worked with Carson, now Piguero well.
Here's a chopper right up the middle. Dent there, runs to second, throws to first. Double play. And the Revs an out away from a Game 1 win. Piguero got Rodriguez to chop it, bringing Dent right to the second base bag. 6-3 on the twin killing. And Jorge Fernandez, the last man in the way with 2 outs.
Excellent job right there. Again by Cruz, setting up low to give his pitcher a good target. He's done that throughout the year, but I mean, I'm really noticing it tonight, the way he's moved around behind the plate, helping his pitcher out. But Piguero to execute, hit the spot. And then Ryan Dent so smooth up the middle.
Now Jorge Fernandez 1 for 3 tonight. And Piguero the pitch. Half swing, and he dribbles a foul over toward the Revs' first base dugout. Didn't get much of a swing off on that first pitch. 0-1. Fernandez, switch hitter, now bats from the left-hand side after facing Carson. He is in line for his 7th win. Here's the wind, the 0-1, and a swing and a miss. That one's sinking down around the knees. 0-2. The Revs a strike away. Nice Thursday night crowd on hand. Everybody's been cooped up for days. Figueroa looks to end it. Here's the wind, the 0-2, and it's up and in. Fernandez started to turn, but then went into defense mode. Carson looking to go to 4-2 as a starter, 7-4 overall. Figueroa ready to go. Here's the wind, the kick. He fires, and a slider down low, 2-2. Once again, Cruz went into that split setup. Trying to get low for that target. Now Figueroa again, the wind, the 2-2, and a foul tip back off the netting. Highland has had some amazing outings here of late. Multiple innings where he has just mowed the opposition down. Tonight they're looking for one inning out of him to close out a Game 1 win, one of the many roles in which he's been used. He nods yes. And ready. He fires and misses high and away with a changeup. 3-2 now the count.
Just trying to add some suspense to this final out. That's what it is. That's all it is. Got him right where he wants him.
Now full count. Revs a 4-run fourth, the difference. Figueroa grips it, steps back, he kicks, he fires, and a swing and a miss. He struck him out. Blew him away with the fastball at 92. And the Revs with a Game 1 win, 7-3. As they get out of the clubhouse and back on the field for the first time since Sunday. Big win in Game 1 to shake off the rust, or at least the angst of not being able to get out there. Pretty strong performance across the board, beginning with Robert Carson, his 7th win, and the Revs with their 7th win of the second half to even their second half record. They had dropped 4 of the previous 5, so a big one to get here in Game 1, and now a chance, Michael, for something that's been rare, or well, non-existent this season, a doubleheader sweep and turn the tables on somebody.
They do have one doubleheader sweep this year. It was in this ballpark, so they have that going for them, but that's just a really well-played baseball game from the Revs. I mean, go in, get down early, take the lead, then the Road Warriors come back to tie it, dealing with that adversity and having to have Robert Carson really lock things down and get in the zone to keep that game tied. And then the Revs retook the lead, didn't look back from there. They had the big inning today. They got that. They scored early. They scored often. That's big to see from them. And came in, got a quick win. We didn't have extra innings in Game 1. That's a huge bonus because all too often that happens in Game 1 of a doubleheader. So let's just get back out there in a half an hour and take it to the Road Warriors again. That's got to be the mindset for Mark Mason's club.
7-3 the final in Game 1. We will recap it for you, get set for Game 2. We'll hear from Mason between games as well, as the Revs are off on a winning note to start this doubleheader tonight. We'll have the Game 1 post-game for you coming up next.
Hey, it's the good-looking genius at Broadway Transmission. You know what really grinds my gears? Perfectly good cars being thrown away just because the transmission went bad. My mind slips into overdrive when someone says,
I'll just get a new car before I'm spending that kind of money on a transmission.
What? According to Kelley Blue Book, the average price of a new car is $32 grand. Now you're going to finance that, right? There's another $6 to $8 grand. And if you drive it off the showroom floor, it loses 20% of its value immediately. Don't forget, you also have to pay sales tax, higher insurance rates, title and registration fees, and come up with $600, $700, $800 a month depending on your interest rates for 5 years. And remember, you will still have to pay for the upkeep of the car. Brakes, tires, wipers, fluids, etc. Stop! Trade your transmission, not your car.
Thanks, good-looking genius.
You're welcome, ma'am. Broadway Transmission. We'll get your shift together and save you all that dough. Visit us on the web at BroadwayTrans.com or stop in and see how it's done.
Show your patriotism and Revs spirit with the new York Revolution Hat Pack. Get 6 undated ticket vouchers to use any way you'd like and 2 parking passes, plus an exclusive Revolution hat featuring the Revs logo in red, white, and blue. It's an exclusive design from York's own Legacy Athletic and one you can only get through this special offer. The Revs Hat Pack, 6 game ticket vouchers, 2 parking passes, and an exclusive Revolution baseball cap, all for just $75. Get yours while supplies last at YorkRevolution.com or 717-801-HITS.
This is Chang Choi, athletic trainer of the York Revolution. You're listening to York Revolution Baseball on the home of the Revs, Sports Radio 1350 WOYK. First in York, first in sport.
Revs win it in Game 1 of the doubleheader tonight, a 7-3 final. Darrell Henry back with Michael Mark Antonini. We welcome you to the postgame for Game 1. We'll hear from Mays shortly. Jonathan Sanchez against Felix Baez coming up in Game 2. Sanchez will get another run at a Game 2 start, as he attempted to do so on Sunday, went 1 inning before a 2.5-hour rain delay ended that effort prematurely. And he will look for, I'm sure, as much as anybody in that clubhouse, he has probably been chomping at the bit to get out there and to be unleashed once again. But the Revs, a Game 1 win, which means that Sanchez and the crew can try to go for a sweep with Game 2 starting in roughly half an hour. Revs now 7-7 in the second half. Overall, 39-38, 22-19 at home. Road Warriors fall to 1-13 in the second half. 18-59 is the overall record. The Revs are now 7-4 against them, against the Road Warriors this season. The win also the 390th in the career as manager for Mark Mason. In regular season play, he is 10 away from 400 since taking over back at the beginning of the 2013 season. And the totals in this Game 1 win tonight for the Revs, they score 7 runs on 10 hits, 1 error, 5 men left on base. For the Road Warriors, 3 runs on 8 hits, 1 error, they leave 6. Win goes to Robert Carson. He is 7-4. Julio DePaula, the loss. He is 0-1. Time of the game, 2 hours and 14 minutes in the Game 1 victory. A 7-3 win for the Revs. We'll take a timeout post-game. We'll recap the entire thing and how it played out for you coming up, and then begin the transition toward Game 2. But a great start to the evening, a 7-3 win for the Revs, who shake off the cabin fever as they play their first game since Sunday and get their first win since last Friday, with 3 rainouts and an off day in the midst of that stretch. 7-3 win in Game 1. Our coverage between games continues in just a moment.
You know, something funny happens when people buy their dream home. They can both look at the same thing and see it in an entirely different way. He sees a man cave, while she sees an art room.
Hi, my name is Ryan Scott with J.G. Wentworth Home Lending, and this has become a common theme from our happy customers. With our competitive rates, quick process, and close-on-time guarantee, why would you choose another mortgage company to finance your dreams? Call us today at 855-JGW-LEND so we can get you on your path towards home ownership.
J.G. Wentworth Home Lending will take care of all the details of purchasing your home so you can focus on what to do once you move in. You know, will that great backyard be a beautiful garden? Or a beautiful new pool? Yeah, that's one detail we'll leave up to you. Call 855-JGW-LEND today. Mortgage loans offered by J.G. Wentworth Home Lending, LLC, 3550 Commission Court, Woodbridge, Virginia. NMLS ID 2925. NMLSConsumerAccess.org. Equal housing lender.
I'm a chef.
Pleasing my patrons' palates is paradise. But lately, when I hear a cheer from the dining room, it's Keno from the Pennsylvania Lottery. Sure, it could be my veggie lasagna, but chances are it's customers picking numbers to win cash with drawings every 4 minutes. Keno's fun, exciting, and you can enjoy it as an appetizer or a main course. Hey, everything tastes better with winning. Keno, it's here. Played at your favorite bar or restaurant.
Players must be 18 or older. Please play responsibly. Benefits older Pennsylvanians every day.
Listen live, on demand, and on the go. Download the new WOYK app on the Apple and Google Play stores today.
Field preparations underway for Game 2 of the Twin Bill here tonight as the Revs win it 7-3 in Game 1. By the way, the team will depart for Sugar Land basically overnight. They will leave at 3:30 in the morning to head to the airport, have, I believe it's a 7:45 a.m. flight out. And this time it is direct, and hopefully the flight still exists, unlike last time. But they will open a 7-game series at Sugar Land tomorrow night. It'll be an 8:05 Eastern first pitch, so we will be on at 7:45 tomorrow night. We'll have Keystone kickoff at 6. We'll have another one for you. Keystone kickoff, that is Saturday morning at 8 a.m., but tomorrow night at 6 p.m. And then we'll be on from Sugar Land at 7:45 Eastern tomorrow night. Logan Williamson getting the start in that one. First, we recap what just happened here. A 7-3 win for the Revs. It is Maple Donuts night, by the way. Good turnout on this Thursday. They've got the Maple Donuts burger on sale at the concession stands. And the Road Warriors struck first in Game 1 tonight, scoring in the top of the second inning. Revs had a chance in the first. Wellington Dotel with a 2-out triple, but he was left on. And in the second, the Road Warriors took the early lead with 3 well-placed base hits. Gustavo Pierre led off, looping a single in front of Dotel in left field. And then Geraldo Valentin, a bloop of all bloops that just got over Burgess at first. It landed on the infield dirt, but spun away, resulting in a bloop single. That made it first and second. Isaac Wenrick, attempting to bunt both runners over, bunted into a fielder's choice instead as Carson threw to third for the lead out. But with first and second and 1 out, Edwin Gomez chopped a single that just snuck through the left side of the infield. Valentin was being sent aggressively. He scored. Dotel, probably trying to charge to come up with a throw to make, overran the ball. And with runners moving up one base, he was charged with an error, but Valentin was being sent initially. And barring a great throw, he was trying to score anyway, and that gave the Road Warriors a 1-0 lead. Revs would answer, though, in the bottom of the second inning, and they used a couple of well-placed hits of their own. Michael Burgess leading off with an infield hit. Jose Cuevas then chopped one to third. He beat the throw from third for another infield hit. The throw was also errant as Gomez threw it away, and that made it first and third with nobody out. Ryan Dent then tied the game with a line smash to center, and Hibbert from center field laid out, almost made a great play. It fell off his glove as he hit the ground, and Cuevas, having to hold in case it was caught, was actually thrown out at second, which cost Dent a hit. It went down as a fielder's choice, but it was a game-tying RBI for him, and things were even at 1-1. Carson struck out the side in the third, allowing a 1-out single, so he was starting to feel it. And in the bottom of the third inning, the Revs would take their first lead. Mitchell led off with an infield hit, the Revs' third of the night at that point for infield hits. Casilla walked, and then those two would double steal second and third. Dotel a sac fly to right field on a line drive. Fernandez made a great diving play on it to rob him of a hit, but sac fly gave the Revs a 2-1 lead. Then with 2 outs, Burgess with an RBI single into right center, and that made the lead 3-1. The Road Warriors would get off the mat, though, and tie it in the 4th inning, rallying for 2 to even things at 3-3. And it was 3 straight hits to start the inning. Valentin singled, Wenrick an RBI double, Gomez an RBI single. But Carson, from that point forward, after those 3 base hits, tied the game. He retired 9 of his final 10 on the night, 4 of those on strikeouts, including each of the next 2. Silverio and Hibbert, and then a ground out to end that inning. Scoreless 5th and a 1-2-3-6 with 2 more strikeouts to give him 8 on the night against no walks. And meanwhile, the Revs an answer right away after the Road Warriors tied the game 3-3. The Revs rallied for 4 in the bottom of the 4th inning. They did it against, for some, former teammate Julio DePaula. And it began with Ryan Dent, who caught a hanging slider and clobbered it out over the arch nemesis in left, his 9th home run of the year. That put the Revs back on top 4-3. Cruz then singled to right, going the other way. With 1 out, Mitchell singled up the middle, made it 1st and 3rd. Hibbert, kind of an aggressive gamble to throw to 3rd base. Cruz going 1st to 3rd. A great read, great job of taking that extra base on the single, and it drew the throw from Hibbert, which allowed Mitchell to go to 2nd, so that made it 2nd and 3rd. They brought the infield in. Casilla walked, which loaded the bases with 1 out. DePaula got Dotel on a strikeout, but Melky Mesa, with perhaps the play of the game, hit a sharp grounder toward the left of Pierre from short. It took a hop, ricocheted right past him untouched, went up the alley in left center, and all 3 scored with 2 outs, including Casilla from 1st base on that play. And that ballooned the lead to 7-3. And that's where it would end, thanks to Carson, who took that lead and ran with it. Scoreless 5th and 6th innings, and then Highland Piguero scoreless in the 7th. He hit Matt Hibbert with a pitch to start the inning, but then got a double play and struck out Jorge Fernandez to end it. And the Revs win by a final score of 7-3. Again, your totals for York: 7 runs, 10 hits, 1 error. They left 5. The Road Warriors, 3 runs, 8 hits, 1 error. They left 6. Carson, the winner, he's 7-4. DePaula, the loss, 0-1. Time of the game, 2 hours, 14 minutes. Our Kochman Kunkel Insurance Group player of the game in Game 1, we'll go with Ryan Dent, who had a game-tying RBI in the 2nd inning, and then the go-ahead RBI gave him the lead to stay, which also makes it a game-winning RBI. Broke the tie with that home run in the 4th inning. He is our Kochman Kunkel Insurance Group player of the game in Game 1. So the Revs again now 7-7 in the 2nd half. At the moment, 2.5 back. Sugarland playing a game at New Britain tonight, and the Revs playing the doubleheaders, so they have 1 more. York also now 22-19 at home, 39-38 overall. And Jonathan Sanchez has just appeared from the door in right field, beginning his warm-up routine as he jogs it out in right field to get the blood flowing a bit, as he will face Felix Baez in Game 2 coming up probably in about 20 minutes or so now at this point. We'll take a timeout here in between games. We'll check the out-of-town scores, and then we'll get to Mace on the Broadway Transmission Managers Report. 7-3, the Revs win it in Game 1 of this doubleheader. We'll have more coming up right after this.
As you clean it out, keep in mind Community Aid's looking for your lucky leftovers. After you wrap up your yard sale, donate what's left over at your closest Community Aid Drive-Up Donation Center. They're attached to each of Community Aid's incredible thrift stores in our area: Hanover, Harrisburg, Lancaster, Mechanicsburg, and Selinsgrove. Community Aid wants your lucky leftovers to help more than 750 local charities. Learn more at communityaid.net. But don't forget, give your lucky leftovers to Community Aid. Neighbors helping neighbors.
Carmen Fusco Pro Baseball and Softball Academy in New Cumberland offers a variety of lesson plans for every budget. Owner Carmen Fusco has 38 years of Major League Baseball experience, and our staff is made up entirely of professional instructors, including Carmen Fusco, Sam Knott, TJ Cronenberger, and Lisa Baker. We offer one-on-one private instruction, camps and clinics, and year-round travel ball programs focused on developing the player. We differ from other facilities because we offer professional instruction with Major League Baseball techniques. We also provide free college placement for our athletes. Conveniently located off I-83 between Harrisburg and York, check out Carmen Fusco Pro Baseball and Softball Academy in New Cumberland, and go online to FuscoProBaseball.com.
Sports injury? Walk into WellSpan Urgent Orthopedics for immediate care. No appointment is ever needed. Our orthopedic and sports medicine specialists are here to treat you. Visit wellspan.org/urgent orthopedics today for hours at our York and Hanover locations.
Hey, this is Jacoby Jones, Super Bowl champ, Dancing with the Stars. If y'all didn't vote for me, it's y'all fault I lost, but you're listening to the radio, WOYK 1350, baby.
Revs take the opener of the doubleheader 7-3 over the Road Warriors. We'll check out what's going on elsewhere on our York Mitsubishi out-of-town scoreboard. Sugar Land trails at New Britain 4-3 in the fifth inning. The Revs at the moment within 2.5 of first place Sugar Land, and of course a huge 7-game series at their place begins tomorrow night. Fortunately, it's not going to be like an 8-game or 9-game series in 7 days, thanks to the effort of the entire Revs staff on Sunday to get that game played in that doubleheader. But a big series, of course, beginning tomorrow. Revs will have to fare better than they did at home, dropping the final 2 and 2 out of 3, and it's especially important even before July is over because they won't see the Skeeters again in the regular season after this coming week. It's kind of a shame that there aren't division games all stacked up in September to determine races and whatnot, but it is what it is on this year's schedule, which is a little bit discombobulated with the Road Warriors in there.